Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, my precious pack, and welcome back once more to Total Annihilation. This game is just one of the games that I deeply enjoy, like StarCraft, Brood Wars, and stuff like that, because it takes me back to the childhood that I just loved so deeply, because it wasn't tedious, wasn't grindy, it was just a matter of have fun with the games. That was all that it was. And that's all that I want this video to be. Just have some fun, kick back, relax, and just enjoy yourselves. I'm going to take a moment to set up my base, and then I'll bring you all back, because I have an idea for what I want to do in this fight. Okay, and just like that, I have set up the initial portion of the base that I need, so time to fill you all in. What I have in mind for the initial opening of this fight, because it's 1 versus 3, is I want to take out 2 of the enemy commanders. Now, I play with Supremacy game mode, well, assassination rules basically, so take out the commanders, the enemy forces lose. 3 commanders versus 1, but the AIs, they're not very aggressive on maps like this because there's not enough metal for them to field mass numbers of units like they do. If I were to play on Metal Heck or anything like that, they would be all over me. And I will do a video like that in the future of fighting them on Metal Heck and stuff like that, because it's extremely entertaining to see how they fight on different maps. In this case, I'm going for a simple battle plan. I'm going to try and rule the skies to begin with, and I'm going to try and deny the AIs access to any and all land, because if I can snipe the commanders while they're on the land and not allow them to go into the water, then it will be a fairly quick and easy fight, and it won't turn into something that's prolonged and a waste of time. However, since I've already played through the match, and this is just me getting to commentate over the replay, well, as you're going to see, it doesn't go that way at all. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a moment to bring you all back once again, once I have the advanced aircraft plant up and running. Okay, the advanced aircraft plant is completely constructed, and it's time to begin laying out my plan. What I intend on doing is mass-producing gunships to take control of the land. I intend on using them to take out any fortifications on the ground and force the AIs to head to the water. However, one thing that I am notoriously guilty for not doing is not building up my base. I literally do not upgrade them at all. As I'm playing through matches and stuff like that, I will actually leave my base be after I get to a certain point, and that's not something you should ever do. You should always be continuing to upgrade it, continuing to establish a larger economy and whatnot, because as you're going to see later in this fight, the expanded economy would have helped in the situations. But because I hadn't been expanding, it's non-existent for me, so yeah. Don't be like me. Now, I'll bring you back once I start to scramble some fighters, when we start looking for the enemy commanders, because that's where the real action is going to start happening at, and it's going to be the fights. Okay, welcome back. I sent out a single gunship because I wanted to start spotting and finding out where the opponents are at. Alright, well I'm finding a few of them, and... Commander anywhere? Commander? No? No commander? Alright, that's completely fine. I don't see their commander, but I'll have more aircraft in time, but I have the general idea of where the white arm is at, so it's just a matter of keeping an eye on them, making sure they don't outflank me and destroy my base. Now, as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm using the aircraft I produced earlier to begin expanding out onto the map. The reason for this is because I wanted to move around and I wanted to take control of more metal in this area, and what better way to do so than with the aircraft? Because if they get destroyed, I don't have to worry about anything because I can produce more of them. I cannot, however, produce more of my commander. You only have one, so best keep that one alive. Alright, time to start hunting for the enemy commander. And there's the commander. Now, this is going to be a fairly long fight because they have a decent amount of health, but so long as these aircraft don't get blown out of the air, I should be able to take them down. And I see the AI is making a push against me via the land, so this air attack is all the more important. I'll bring you all back once the commander is virtually destroyed, or explodes, either way, whichever happens first. So, I randomly decided to start taking out the green and red. They're both core. The reason for this is because I wanted to start giving pressure to them to try and get them to head into the water, so I can start producing shipyards and stuff like that, start producing water-based attack craft, so I can start taking out the commanders, because it's actually a lot easier to take them out in the water than it is anywhere else, so long as you actually have to jump on what's in the water. Now, the green commander was nowhere in sight, and their base was actually to the right. And while I was panning over it and trying to find them, they weren't anywhere in it. So now it's a matter of trying to find the red commander. Oh, there's the enemy red commander, but I lost that entire battle group, so it's back to the drawing board. Well, kind of. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. And time to find the enemy commander again. Not quite. First, I say we take out their defenses, so it'll be a little bit more easy, and since these are gunships, they'll have no issues with picking apart these defenses and whatnot. The largest threat is going to be from the stationary weapons platforms to use the energy weapons, such as this one, but anything such as the cannon that's below right there, it's not too much of a threat, thankfully. And once I mop these up, I can start hunting for the commander again. Where did you go, my little friend? Come on out. Ah! There's the commander again. And they have no anti-air support near them, so this should be a pretty easy fight. Just pick them off. Oh, and the reason we didn't jump back to the white commander earlier, they were destroyed off-screen. I completely forgot to mention it. I do apologize. This commander, however, isn't going to be so lucky. They're going to be picked up by the camera, and they're going to be shown off being taken down by these little gunships. And as you can see, they're using the disintegrator cannon there, trying to get a few good D-gun shots in, but it's not working in their favor. However, I have more air support and make quick work of this commander. Now, that's 2 commanders down. All I have to do now is find the green commander, which is the final core, and we're done. However, this is where a 15-minute run begins to try and find this commander. Because as I wanted to do, I wanted to force them into the water. And they did go into the water, but the thing is, they don't come back out at all. I'm forced to create advanced sonars and stuff like that, as you're going to see. Okay, now we're taking a peek out into the aquatic area, and it seems like the green was actually more well established in the water than the red or the white were, because this one actually has a fully fledged and functioning defense and whatnot like that. So, now I need to start getting my shipyards online, because I have no idea how long it's going to take for them to mass produce heavy ships and upgrade to advanced ships and stuff like that. And those advanced ships, they'll be able to take me out fairly easily, so I'm going to have to be very careful when I approach them and fight them. Now, there have been a few different failed attempts to find the enemy commander, but now that the shipyards are online, I can begin producing lurkers and stuff like that, and I can begin looking around under the water. I'll have eyes up above due to aircraft, so the sonars on the subs will be able to help light up the enemy commander a little bit more easily. Then the subs can go in to take the commander down. And there's the enemy commander. This shouldn't be too hard. The submarines should be able to pick them off fairly quickly, and this will be the conclusion to the match. I always do enjoy doing this with the AIs because it's fun and entertaining. But be safe out there, my pack. Happy hunting, and as always, I'll see you later.